sir.
It's different though. But hey, guess what? The cool part is we do it on the fly. What's up, y'all? What's happening?
That's a
This
good
your
thing.
boy Coach Marshall from the More Than the Coach podcast. Hey, and I'm here today with my man, long hauling on the road all the way from Saginaw to Texas.
Yes,
I
indeed.
want to say it right. Is it Darrell?
Yes,
Oh,
sir. Yes,
okay,
sir.
there it is. Mr. Darrell Alston. So,
Good
ladies and
evening. Good evening.
I got him on here, y'all. If y'all don't know, my man is an R&B king. He's
No
sitting here
question.
making some hits out here.
No
I
question. No
stumbled through
question.
him. Like I said a couple of weeks ago, I stumbled through YouTube and found him. Just listening for local Saginaw stuff. And I found a song which I'm gonna play just a sample of, if you don't mind,
Mhm.
just so y'all can hear it and
Oh yeah.
y'all go back out and find it and
Oh
go
yeah.
play it, blast it. So y'all check this out, especially y'all from Saginaw, because it's about us.
Second, I love.
Hmm. Hmm. Hey, it's like I say, Saginaw got a lot of roses growing through this concrete. Y'all better
Hey,
quit playing
hey.
with us for real. So, man,
It's always gonna be home.
first off, bro, I want to say welcome to the More Than the Coach podcast. You
Thank you
know,
very much.
it's an
Happy to
honor
be
to
here.
sit and talk with you, brother.
Yes,
Appreciate you
sir.
taking your time out of your busy day, because I see what you're doing. For everybody behind, they see you standing in front of the big rig and you
Oh
move.
yeah.
So,
Oh
man,
yeah. Oh yeah.
can you tell my listeners a little bit about yourself?
Sure. My name is Darrell Austin. I am born and raised Saginaw, Michigan. Now residing in Dallas, Texas. I have a deep family background
Hmm.
in Saginaw, Michigan. From the Hardys to the Austins. Like I was explaining to you earlier, on the Reverend James Austin, God rest his soul, that was my grandfather.
Hmm.
Um, to the Hardys, Olin Hardy Senior. Most people that was on the east side of the neighborhood knew who Olin Hardy Senior was. So
Right.
yeah, deeply rooted. Like I said before, I love my city. I love where I'm from. Always will. It'll always be home. But definitely, it's not afraid to shun other opportunities, as you can see. You
Yes,
know,
sir.
so I'm an owner. I'm an owner operator. Drive a big rig. This big rig right here.
Hmm.
We get it in, man.
Yeah.
I've been doing it for about 10 and a half years, over 1 million miles of experience.
Woo.
Like I said before, man, just trying to build an empire, man. Trying to get a few of these, man. Trying to get a few of
Okay.
these, along with doing my music.
Right.
Music is my first love. I love doing music. I love doing R&B. I've been doing R&B since I can remember. My mother, God rest her soul, that was my teacher,
Hmm.
Sabrina Hardy. She was my teacher. I've won many talent shows. One talent show in particular was I don't think they was calling it the Family Affair when I performed out at Ojibwe. Then again, it could have been, but I won the one in 1985. I was in the paper and everything. So music is my life.
Okay.
Like I said before, didn't get into the doing my own music until teenage years when I started writing my own music. First it started off as poems, then it went to writing music, and then I just took off from there.
Okay.
I actually have a feature with shout out to the OG Dirty Jerk. I actually was on one of his projects, Lead a Game. It's
Hmm.
one of my favorite collabos, man. Shout out to the OG, man.
Okay.
But
Shout out Dirty
I've done
Jerry.
collabos with other people. Yes, 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 indeed, man. So I did music with my brother. Shout out to MID. Did music with him. And Gas House Gorillas Chamber. And now I have my own label with my business partner slash cousin. Shout out to Amir Fresh. And we are Passport Republic, man. So I'm co-owner to that record label. We have our own distribution, and we have our own studio out in Richmond, Virginia. So I own my own studio, man, on my own record label, and we just trying to make moves, man. Take
Man.
one day at a time.
Yeah.
Yes,
Man, that's
sir.
big, boy. It's like
Yes.
when people ask me, but I ask you, man, when do you time find the rest? Man.
You know what's crazy? Yesterday I did about 700 miles. Just
Ooh.
plain and simple, just riding, man. And the funny thing is, people ask me, man, do you get tired? Yeah, I get tired. I get my sleep, but once you've done this for a while, your body is trained. So
Okay.
like I might get 4 to 6 hours of sleep, or might even only get four.
Yeah.
And I'm right back on the freeway. Let's get it. But I'm one of those safety drivers, man. So if I feel like if I ever had it to where I was drifting or anything like that, I put on the side of the road, you know what I'm saying, and catch a little 10 minute rest, and
Oh
I'm
yeah.
right back off. But always safety first, man. I think about the other drivers that's in front of me and back of me and on the side of me, and that's why I can consider myself as a professional. I know what I'm doing.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, man, hey,
Yes,
my hat's
sir.
off to you. I salute you, brother, for
Thank
real.
you. Thank you.
And I know like we did chat for a minute, so I know what motivates you. Well, can
Yes,
you let
sir.
my listeners know what motivates Darrell Austin?
Well, well, my children are my motivators. I want to build something for all three of them, not just my daughter, but my daughter was definitely a motivator because I ended up getting full custody of her when she was 1.5 years old, and now she will be going to the 12th in the fall. So for
Yeah.
me, it was all the sacrifices that I made. It was well worth it. It was a lot of times I missed out on award ceremonies and things of that nature, but I feel like it was well worth it for her to have everything that she needed or desired. So,
Mhm.
yeah, my children are always my motivation, and
Outstanding.
grandkids now.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yes,
That's all
sir,
right.
definitely
Man,
a
look,
motivator.
I got five
Woo.
granddaughters, so I already know the feeling, brother.
Oh,
Five
you a girl
granddaughters.
granddad?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
As I call them, my
Yes,
papa
sir.
babies. That's right.
Yes,
That's cool,
sir. Yes,
man.
sir. So all avenues, like I say, I try to cover all avenues. As you can see, I got my clothing line is getting dark out here. Got my
Hmm.
clothing line, Game of Chess clothing. We gonna start producing more shirts. Shout out to my business partner Jet. And his clothing line, that's Fly Apparel. But yes, got a whole bunch of stuff in store, man, because as I'm learning doing business, period, you know, the rich man didn't get rich off one business. He
Hmm.
had he had a few businesses, you
Hmm.
know, in order for him to build his empire
That's
and
right.
to get that generational wealth that most of us, if you have any common sense, is trying to fight so hard for.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the
Oh
truth,
yeah.
man. For real. So
Definitely.
if you can describe yourself in one word, what would it be?
Ooh. Well, if I had to describe myself in one word, it would be heart of gold.
Hard
I,
to
I,
go.
I know that was more than
No,
yeah, I know that's more than one, but heart of
but
gold.
that's genuine.
I try to do right by people. Have I
Yeah.
made my mistakes? Yes. Have
Mhm.
I done stuff to where I regretted it? Yes.
Yeah.
Have I done some crazy stuff? Yes. But you know, I've always been man enough to apologize if I'm wrong. I've never been that type of person to where my pride was so thick to where I couldn't, say, hey, I apologize.
Exactly.
Never been that type of guy. If I'm wrong,
Yeah.
I'm wrong. And
And
sometimes
you
I'm
know,
I'm quick to call out my fault before anybody.
hey, and
So
that's part of
yeah.
being a man, though. A
Yes,
real
sir.
man. When we can
Yes,
apologize
sir.
for our faults, man, that's what
Yeah.
separates us from the other men. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So,
Yes,
hey, ain't
sir.
nothing wrong with that, man. Hey, I like that.
Yeah.
I ain't mean to
Yeah.
throw you off on that question, but I
Oh
like
no. Oh
I
no.
like mixing up my questions sometimes, bro.
I
Real.
mean, I think about it like I got a lot of traits. I can be stubborn. I can be an
Yeah.
asshole.
Oh
I
yeah.
can. I have a lot of traits that if you ask anybody that know me, they'd be like, ooh. If you ask a couple of people, you will probably get different answers. But one thing's for sure, two things for certain, you will get. He's a good guy.
That's
You will
right.
get that one. That one you
Right.
will get out of all of them.
That's
So, I like I say, not boasting or bragging, but I try to do right by people,
yeah.
because I know what it feels like to get stepped on. I know what it feels like to be used. I know what it feels like to be played. Like I say, I didn't make it to 44 for nothing. So that's the way
Hey,
I look at it. You just
hey, hey, you
yeah.
preaching because that's something that I teach and drill the kids right now. Because when we were young,
Hmm.
I always remember getting told you'll
Hmm.
never see 18, and I'm blowing them off like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
But then in this real world,
Yeah.
man, 18 is a hard age to get to. You know what I'm saying? And to be
Yes, it
blessed
is.
to be 54 now, I can sit back and say, wow, I know I ain't walked myself through this
Still
storm.
young.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So
And still
that,
young, man.
yeah,
Still young.
appreciate it.
54 year old. We got to,
No,
people, it's funny. People say, when you get 50, you oh no, 50.
nah.
My grandfather on how the senior always used to say, hey, you start if you make it to 50, you didn't live. You didn't
Hmm.
live. So hey man, keep living. Keep
That's right.
living.
And
Keep living,
that's the whole thing
definitely.
too, man. You want to keep enjoying your life and you enjoy your
Yes.
family. I gotta go is I want to
Yes.
see my grandbabies get married and have
Indeed.
kids. So I got to do
Indeed.
what I got to do for
Indeed.
them because I
Yes,
want to be
sir.
at every last one on with,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
giving that pep talk
Who
to them husbands.
Oh, definitely, definitely.
You know,
Who inspires me to get there? That is my grandmother. Shout out to my beautiful grandmother Bobby Sue, man. 92.
Woo.
So for me, to see her, 92, and she's still doing her thing. She's still moving around.
Mhm.
Those are inspirations. Those are my heroes. Like how people, they role models, were superstars, movie stars, sports figures.
Mhm.
Mine were people that I could see. I
Yeah,
never was into, you know, idolizing people that I, never met or never gonna meet.
yeah,
But
it's
I'm
true.
inspired by people that I've seen, do their thing and make the sacrifices and be the matriarch of, of their family. And my grandmother was one of them. So yeah,
Mhm.
she's one of my biggest heroes.
Okay, I like
Definitely.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
that's
definitely,
big.
man.
And at 92 years old, man, that's a blessing.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
that's a
Yes,
blessing.
indeed. Yeah, man. That's my lady right there, man. Shout out,
Yeah,
shout out to her. Shout out to my whole family. Period.
that's
And
right.
from the Hardys to the Austin. Shout out to my whole family. Period, man. Shout out to my business partner and cousin, Amir Fresh. Like I said before, if it wasn't for him,
Mm.
you guys wouldn't have heard Saginaw Love.
Mm.
And the reason why, to make a long story short, is I had stopped doing music for about 10 years. And the funny thing was I wasn't intending on ever doing music again, and he he started Passport, started the label, kept working. He was going through his own trials and tribulations. That's why I say shout out to him, man, because he made it like a lot of sacrifices too. And one
Okay.
day I ended up in Richmond, Virginia. He found out I was there, and he
Mm.
was like, "Yeah, man, come on, you getting out the truck? I ain't taking no for an answer." And that's how the first EP, Hennessy and Sex Volume One,
Yeah.
got made. We did about 4 songs that day,
Okay.
and I was happy for that. And he was so impressed with the sacrifices that I was making as far as getting the project done. The money that I was spending to, what I'm saying, on production and on the videos. Like I said before, I spent my own money on it, and people got to
Mhm.
understand when you're doing independent anything,
Yeah.
it's all about you spending your own money. You're gonna go broke. If anybody believes that doing independent, you're just gonna make money just right off bat, then that's not the business for you.
Yeah.
But he was impressed by the money that I was spending on my own project, and that's how I ended up getting 50%. 50%
Okay.
of his record label, man. So
Oh,
yeah, I owe him a lot of things, man. Like a little brother to me. But as far as this music, man, he knows his stuff. He knows his stuff. He's very successful in his career because he does hip hop. So
that's
he's
cool.
very very successful.
That's
Over
cool.
500,000 streams on one project. What I'm saying? He can definitely get down. He can definitely boogie.
Okay.
So shout out to him. Shout out to
That's
my whole team. Period.
that's
Not
right.
just Amir Fresh. Shout out to Cha Cha. Shout out to Johnny Storm. Shout out to um shout out to Rico Rufino. Shout out to shout out to my whole team. Shout out to
Okay.
Danny Dan. Shout out to Tay. Shout out to my whole Passport Republic family, man. We got a good team of people, and we definitely coming. We definitely coming, man. It's only a
Okay.
matter of time.
All right. I know me and Rico friended each other today, so that's cool. So I'm gonna get deeper
Oh,
and find out and
oh,
and
oh,
always
Rico,
try to branch out with a lot of
got to
people.
get him on. Got to get
Yeah,
him on the show, man.
that's right.
He's a I call him a young genius, man, but he's very intelligent guy. You know what I'm saying? Very passionate, and very
Okay.
loyal. Very
Yeah.
loyal. That's what I love about him the most. But
Yeah.
I've been
Mm.
knowing his family before he was born. So
Wow.
that, like I say, that just goes to show how old I am.
Yeah.
But
So
but
listen though,
yes, good guy.
that's cool. Yeah, so that's
Yeah.
cool. So now that you're into the music and like you said, I know you're still doing your regular thing. So where you see
Yes,
yourself
sir.
taking it in the next 5 years from there?
Well, like I said, I did Hennessy and Sex Volume One, in 20. Hennessy and Sex Volume Two I did last year. It ain't even a year old yet, and
Mm.
now I'm working on Hennessy and Sex Volume Three, Last Call, which is going to be produced totally
Mm.
by Fresh Rich Trenches. You know what I'm saying? That's my
Yeah.
guy too, man. Shout out to Fresh Rich, man.
Yeah.
One of the best
Man,
producer out of Saginaw, as
for
far as I'm
real.
concerned. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Okay, I've seen this guy work, and the work that he puts in is unmatched as far as
Man,
I'm concerned.
serious.
So shout out to him, and I can't wait to put out that 30p. And then I'm also working on my album too, which I'm taking my time on. I'm gonna take my
Okay.
time on that. But where I see myself 5 years, man, either either I'm gonna get this record label off the ground, or or both.
Yeah,
I like I said before, I want both. I want
that's
both.
right. And you can get
I'm
it
not
too.
looking to be, yes, sir. It's obtainable. What I tell people all the time is that you have to reach for things that are obtainable. There's
Mm.
nothing wrong with you wanting to be a millionaire or even having the vision of, excuse me. There's nothing wrong with you being a billionaire or you having the, ambitions to be a billionaire. But you
Yeah.
have to set your goals to be obtainable. Me
Mm.
personally, I've always been the type that wanted to be comfortable, wanted to make sure that my family was taken care of, and anything my family needed from me, they could come and get it from me because I'm able to do that for them. So
Yeah.
that's my ambition. That's my goal. Is to
But,
make sure that I'm comfortable enough to make sure that I hold my family down.
man,
Yes,
that's
sir.
it too.
So that's my five
Cool.
year plan, man. Yeah,
Man,
yeah, man.
hey,
Try
well,
to be retired.
well, you got a new fan over here, man. So I just want you to know that.
Oh man, I
And,
appreciate it.
and like I
I
told you,
appreciate it.
they're gonna start hearing that Saginaw love more, especially when you give BV a shout out, because I'm a BV boy, born and raised.
Ha
You know what I'm
ha
saying?
ha.
I was like,
I
oh yeah.
I got I Yeah, man. I got
So
cousins that was, raised in BV. My uncle lives there. As a matter of fact, he owned a
yeah.
trucking company. So,
Okay.
yeah, he still lives out in BV. Like I
Okay.
said, I know a
Cool.
lot of people out of BV. So it's
Yeah.
all love, man.
Oh yeah.
It's
You
all
gave you
love.
gave the whole city love, man. No matter what.
Oh yeah.
That's why
Oh
that
yeah.
song need to be replayed and re-put out. People need to see it, and I believe these young kids today
Thank you.
they'll feed off of that too. So
Well,
for
like,
real.
yeah. And like I said before, it's more music to come.
Yeah.
This whole scenario about R&B being dead and things of that nature.
Mm.
That's why I'm gonna take my time with my first album, man, because I want to prove that R&B ain't never left for one, and that for
Mhm.
two, it's still good music out here if you look for it. Shout out to all the artists, especially the artists out of Saginaw. Listen, the artists out of Saginaw, I will say, is amongst the best I've ever heard. And I've been
Mm.
to a lot of places in this great country of ours, man. But
Wow.
Saginaw is unmatched, So shout out to a lot of the artists. Shout out to Get Him Glamour. You know what I'm saying? He doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? Grinder, always been a grinder. Know him personally.
Mhm.
Shout out to Max Hilly. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to HBK Boom. Shout out to all the artists out of Saginaw, man.
That's right.
And I wish all of them, what I'm saying, nothing but the best success,
Mhm.
period.
And
Because we
and
deserve it.
it's something that's been going on at White's Bar here in Saginaw, and I've been seeing
Yes,
a lot of these young artists go there and perform, be able to have
yes,
a
sir.
place to, you know, put their music out there for people to see,
Yes,
which I
sir.
think is something real positive. Because I had interviewed
Yes.
a young man, Bridgie Mack, and
Okay, okay.
I
Yeah.
used to coach him actually in football at Bridgeport. Never knew he was
Okay.
a rapper, man, and now he's rapping and doing things, man. And
Yes.
I get to see him put these videos out there, and I think that's real positive. Like I told him, I'm
Yes.
kind of old when it come to going to bed because he started after midnight. So I told him
Yes.
I'm gonna take a cat nap and get up one Saturday night and go down there and hang out,
Okay.
going. take
Yeah,
my camera and just go and watch these young people, spit their
yes.
craft, and because I enjoy
Oh
that,
man.
man. You know.
Yeah,
So,
and that's what we need. We need to, what I'm saying, continue to keep pushing good music out here. Like I said before, even R&B, like,
yeah,
it's a couple of other cats in Saginaw that's doing R&B. Shout out to Mac Jovi.
yeah,
Shout out to Ali. Shout out to Petey Mo. You know what I'm saying? I listen to those guys. When
yeah,
it comes to R&B, man. So shout out to all of them too. Like
yeah,
it's Saginaw is filled with nothing but untapped talent, man,
yeah,
and I got to get behind that.
yeah.
So shout out,
And
shout out to all of them,
and I
all of them.
think
Yeah.
I think our city can blow up when it comes to the entertainment field if
Yes.
we would just support each other. You know what I'm saying?
Sup-
Like,
Support each other and be willing to be optimistic when it comes to certain collaborations. And
yeah,
the reason why I'm saying that is because a lot of people, whether whether old or young, a lot of people are afraid to collaborate with this person, or collaborate with that person, or people have their own inner circle and they ain't trying to.
yeah,
No, you can't do that. You
nah,
have to be able to collab with other people. Now, I do understand that. I do understand that a lot of people might not mesh. As far as music wise goes, a lot of rappers might not want to deal with R&B. You know what I'm saying? Or a lot of R&B cats might not want to deal with
mhm,
with rappers. I get it, but the ones that can reach out to others and you know come up with an idea on a hit, because all it takes is one hit, man. All it
that's it.
takes is one hit. Like I said
That's
before,
it.
I've worked with some talented producers. Shout out to Tom Tomahawk, man. LOL. He gave me a beat that was so out cold. Like
Hmm,
it's one of my favorite songs to this day. And that was
okay.
off the Hennessy and Sex Volume 2, project. Like I said before, I love collaborating with people.
Yeah,
And I'm open to collaborating with anybody. I'm open to do hooks for anybody. Like say the word. I'm not hard to reach. You find me find me anytime.
that's
And
right.
that's just what it is. But I'm also, what I'm saying, in depth in Passport Republic. That's
Yeah,
my label. That's who I'm working with. And yeah,
that's cool.
we definitely fixated on the goals that we're trying to meet.
That's right.
Hmm.
That's all right there, man. So,
Yes,
do you
sir.
write a lot of you find inspiration on writing your music while you out on the road?
Out on the road or just feeling some type of way.
Okay,
I,
okay.
I could be just relaxing, and a thought comes to my head. I'm like, ooh, well, let me jot that down.
Hmm.
I've experienced a lot of things. Experienced a lot of things
Yeah.
out here, and don't mind writing about it. I've wrote about a lot of experience. Like, truth be told, Hennessy Six Volume 1 and 2 is you can pretty much get to know me through my
Hmm.
projects.
That's right. And
Yeah,
and
yeah,
and I could
definitely
tell
get to know
you
me through that.
one of my favorite cuts besides Saginaw Love is Stay Around. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because I felt
So
that
you could tell.
song. I felt that.
Yes, sir.
When
Yes,
I was
sir.
listening to it, I'm
Yeah.
like,
So
damn, that's how I used to be. Okay. So yeah, keep that
yeah,
up though,
yeah,
bro.
man.
Because like you
Oh,
said, it is people like me, and I know a lot of other people that's in our R&B. I'm
yes,
constantly. I mean,
yes.
you talked about it because that was one of my questions about do you think R&B is dead? But you touched on it,
No,
so we know
no,
that it's
no.
not. And
People, people got to, not to cut you off, but people got to
no,
remember, man. If it wasn't for R&B, listen, it all started Motown. Period. So
mhm,
it all started in Detroit. Shout out to Detroit. Shout out to my people in Detroit. I got a lot of
yeah,
people out of Detroit, but it all started there. So if you think about it from that aspect, R&B never left.
hmm,
It's just that it was funny. I forgot. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, and I hope I'm not misquoting, but it was 21 Savage that said that people don't like singing the females of today
hmm,
because they're such and such. I'm not gonna say
yeah,
everything that he said, but they don't like singing the females today because basically they're not worth it. Me personally, I don't believe that. My thing is that R&B, you got to keep it. You got to keep in the fold, man.
yeah,
Nobody talks about love anymore. It's about how much money you got. cars you got, it's how many girls you got, it's how many this, that, and the third. But what happened to love? Even in the Bible, not being religious, but it says God is love. So how is it that you don't put love into your music?
Mm-hmm. That's true.
you
That's
know,
true.
I don't, I can't fathom life without R&B. I can't
Yeah.
fathom it.
No.
From all the greats, man. From the Stevie Wonders, who's from Saginaw, from the L.J. Reynolds, who's from Saginaw. Hell, Ray Charles, hell, Al
Mm.
Green. I mean, anybody that you can think of, David Ruffin, anybody that you can think of that that you know pushed R&B and pushed that love and pushed that I want to spend some time with you. I want to take you out
Mm.
on a picnic. I want to
Yeah.
make love to you. I want to marry you.
Mm.
How can you leave that out? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That's a big part of human history. You know what I'm
That's
saying? It's,
true.
it's love, and R&B is love, man. Flat
Yeah.
out.
Flat
So
out.
for me, that's what I want to bring out. Like I said before, Hennessy and Sex Volume 3, Last Call is definitely a last call, and I can't wait to put that project out, man. I think I'm gonna do really well on that one. But the album, yeah, the
Yeah.
album, which will be out sometime next year. Like I say, I'm
Okay.
gonna take my time on it, man. I got at least 7 songs already done.
Oh,
So I
okay.
mean, like I said, I'm working. I'm working low
There it
key. I'm
is.
working low key, man.
And boy, look.
Definitely working low key, and just gonna put out the best product because I want people to make love to my album. I want people to, what I'm saying, go out on dates. I want people to be riding in the summertime, what I'm saying, with the top down or the windows down, and what I'm saying, they bumping my music.
Hmm.
That's what I
That's
want.
right. That's
So
what you want
yeah,
too.
I'm gonna
That's
put
good.
that type of product out there. Yes, sir.
Mm.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. Cool. So man,
Oh
look,
yeah.
I know you're busy and I know you gotta get back on that road, but I'm gonna do something I normally do with all my guests. Like with athletes, I
No
ask
problem.
different questions, but you are
Okay.
an R&B singer, entertainer. So I'm gonna ask you about this.
All right.
I'm gonna give you a list of artists and tell me what you feel about them. All right. And we'll start with
Okay.
somebody who you remind me of when I was listening to your music, and that's Gerald
Okay.
Levert.
Legend.
Mm,
God rest his soul. Legend.
yeah, for real.
Legend.
Okay. Uh,
Legend, man.
I like it. But you feel that's
Yes.
when I first started listening to you, that's what I got that vibe. And I was like, mm. And then earlier you were singing it. I was like, look at that. Eh, look,
Oh yeah.
don't make
Oh
no
yeah.
mistakes. The next one, Tank.
Tank.
Yeah, the R&B singer Tank.
Next king. R&B.
Oh, oh,
Next king. Next
okay.
king of R&B. Uh,
It's
uh,
another guy that you kind of similar with your music with me, Dave
thank
Hollister.
you. Legend.
Okay.
Legend. Um, Innovator. For the streets. His music
Yeah,
was for the streets.
for the
Yeah.
streets.
Yes,
Got to see him
sir.
last year in concert, man, in Flint.
Ah,
Awesome.
still
Awesome.
can blow. Oh
Still.
yeah.
All right. Then we got two more.
Okay.
Prince.
Icon.
Yeah.
Icon. Icon. Can't be touched. Oh man, I miss his music.
Yeah.
His music.
I
Yeah.
listen to him too, bro, all the
Yeah.
time. Yep. Now
Oh my
this
God.
last one,
Yeah.
I'm still a big fan regardless of the other stuff. I don't agree with the other stuff, but I'm a big fan.
I already know who you
R.
finna
Kelly.
say. King.
Yeah.
King of R&B. King.
There it
Well,
is.
well, well. King of R&B because we don't have Luther Vandross anymore. Now Luther
That's
Vandross would
right.
probably be if I had to say who inspired me, that's who
That's
inspired me,
Luther.
Luther Vandross. But R. Kelly definitely
Yeah.
King. And
Yeah.
what you said, no, I don't agree with
Hmm.
his personal situation. I don't agree with it at all. But it cannot be denied that
That's
he has
right.
made millions and millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of babies
That's right.
off his music.
That's right.
My children
Hey,
off his music. Okay,
true of
so
mine. Let's keep it
so
100.
yeah, yeah, man,
Because I asked
yeah,
us to go
yeah.
half on the baby. I wasn't playing. For real. For real.
So people have to listen. I respect people's opinion on saying how they feel about the situation. Cool, I don't
Yeah.
have a problem with that. But I am able to separate.
That's right.
I'm able to separate that.
That's
Because
right.
like I said before, you can't. He's one that you can't cut his music out of human history.
No,
It's
you can't.
impossible.
You can't.
It's impossible, and I want people to understand that it's impossible. You cannot cut his music out of human history. There's no
Because
way.
you
There's
wouldn't have half of the stars that you listen to now
exactly,
because of his music.
exactly,
Every one
exactly,
thing about that man, my time running short here, but everything about one thing about
exactly.
that man is he got a distinctive sound, and you know,
Yes,
R. Kelly either wrote it, produced it, and he in the backgrounds of most of them. You
yes,
know, it's
indeed.
kind of like Dr. Dre. You know Dr. Dre, simple and
Yes,
plain. But
yes,
I
yes,
had to
indeed.
ask you that. I wanted to see, you know, and couple of
Oh
them,
yeah,
like I said, Dave Hollister and Gerald Levert. When I
oh
first
yeah.
heard the first two CDs, it put me in that
Thank you.
mind. I'm like, dang, okay. And then, like I said, when we started talking earlier, you was getting on and you started singing and you were singing Gerald Levert, I was like,
Oh,
damn, look at that.
oh yeah.
Beautiful
Actually, that
thing.
was what I was thinking was that collabo that he did with his pops about "Baby Hold On to Me." Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a classic to me.
Yep.
The
For
Mighty
real.
OJ's, they're definitely
Yep.
one of my favorites. Oh yeah,
And
oh
Wind
yeah,
Beneath My Wings was my favorite him and his pops did. You know what
definitely,
I'm saying?
definitely.
I had that
Mm-hmm.
played at my pop's funeral because that's how I felt. You know what I'm saying? So for
Yes.
real.
Yeah.
But man,
And Sam Cooke. Um,
hmm,
I sung one of his songs for my mother who just passed 6 months ago. God rest her
sorry to
soul.
hear that, man.
A change
Yes.
gonna come.
Yeah.
Donny Hathaway. I'm I'm truly getting into a lot of him. I I listen to him with the Christmas song and things of that nature. But
Mm-hmm.
he was a genius.
Mm.
He was a genius, man. And I didn't really fathom, what I'm saying, how talented he truly was. But that man was a genius, man.
Well, I'm gonna have
And he
to
could sing.
I'm gonna have to dig in them crates and start listening to
Oh my
some
God.
stuff too, man. For
Donny
real.
Hathaway a beast. Yeah, Donny Hathaway's a
Okay.
beast, man.
All right, for
Yes.
sure. Well, my brother, this been real. Even though we
Oh
had
man,
some
thank you.
technical difficulties, but we made it happen. You know what I'm
Yes, yes,
saying?
sir.
We went back to another way of doing it, but we made it happen. And down the
Yes,
line in the future, hey, maybe when you're down in Virginia in your studio, we can get back on,
yes, sir.
man, and
Oh
have
yeah,
you and your partner
definitely.
on and make it happen. But
Yes.
bro,
Well, we got a grand. We're supposed to have a grand opening. Not to cut you. We're supposed to have a grand
mhm,
opening either in July or August.
okay,
So hey, you're more than welcome to partake in that grand opening. Like I said before, I would love to get my business partner on here because, like I said before, he's a business brain as well.
yes sir,
Like I say, shout out to my whole team, Passport Republic,
yes
man.
sir.
Shout out to my brother. Shout out to my brother, Mr. Make It Do.
Hmm.
That's baby bro right there, man. Love
Yeah,
that guy together. A lot of people didn't even know we was brothers, but shout
hmm,
out shout out to my little brother, man. That's
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 right,
that's my baby right there.
that's right. I
Like I said
can't wait.
before, if yeah, definitely. If you don't mind, I'll shout out to Jet and that's Fly Apparel. He's also, what I'm saying, my partner in making my clothing line, which is
Yes
Game of
sir,
Chess, available to everybody right now. You see the chessboard on there.
yes sir.
Um I got my other shirt right here with the chessboard with the king and queen on it,
Hmm.
you know. So yeah, I'm like I say, I'm brewing up a lot of stuff,
There
So
you
thank you
go.
for giving me the opportunity to put that out there. Thank you.
Oh yeah, for sure, brother. And hey, anytime you need, I'll definitely be I can post it and put it on my platforms too for you, man. And I'm gonna
Thank you
play
very much.
Saginaw Love because I want people to hear it.
Let's
And
get it. Let's
I'm
get it.
I'm
I appreciate that.
I'm gonna pause my intro for a minute and play Saginaw Love for my intro, bro, because I want them to hear
Thank
that
you so very much.
for real.
Thank you.
And man,
Thank
we
you.
definitely
Thank
will
you.
be getting back together, my man. And
All right.
talking. And you be safe on that road. Get there
Thank
safe,
you.
bro. And once again, my
All
brother,
right now.
Mr. Alston, it was a pleasure to have you on the More Than the Coach
Pleasure.
podcast. And we will be talking
Pleasure's all
soon.
mine. Thank you.
Yes, sir. All
All
right,
right
man.
now.
You have a good night now.
You too, sir. Thank you.
All right. Yes, sir. Peace.
Yep.